Welcome back to the channel. We are no longer the Toshio. We are the sick boy today because of the sniffles and the schnaufels, ja. And the coughing. And the tank baby. The tank baby. She's not feeling so good, yeah. You could call me Conrad von Snotzendorf. Anybody watch the Great War or a fan of World War I history? That would be an interesting thing to add to War Thunder. More First World War vehicles, and I know there are some really neat airplanes out there, especially some wild bombers, and dogfighting was mastered in the First World War, and only Japan and Britain really stuck with it after that. But I digress. Today we're taking a quick look at boats because something's new. Did you see that first screen? Quick! Stop the video, go back. Did you see how there was a slot that said bomber, and a slot that said attacker, and a slot that said fighter that was filled?
Do what you want, 'cause apparently free.
From BR1 to 5, you can add in your own aircraft so that you don't use predetermined ones, and I actually happen to have the Heinkel 219 in the lineup that I just happened to be at when I decided to try out what ships have to offer now. And I was very pleased with what I found, so we'll skip to the action and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But first, the aiming system in ships is still really dumb. I'm aiming right for him and I have to drop it down below the waterline to where my guns actually line up on him. There's no reason for it to be that way. Why? Why? Just make my rounds go in the general direction of the cursor, please. Okay, thanks, bye. Okay, moving on. So we did alright in our Project Z boat, and this is the first time I was able to use depth charges to any kind of effect. That was pretty neat. That's pretty neat. That's why it's called nature. And if I had played a little bit more tactically, I might have had some better success. But all in all, I'm very pleased with how this boat was able to perform against destroyers, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's talk about aircraft in naval battles, because this gets me really excited. Okay, moving on. So like I said, we get to take out our Heinkel 219. If you haven't bought this plane, this is one of the few premium vehicles that I actually bought at full price, because the price is really low, and it goes to support content creators. This was one of the... Was this the first community vehicle to be added to the game? I forget what that program was called, but I'm fully behind it. Okay, let's see some quick action. I'm going to show you a few clips with the Heinkel 219, and then we'll get into the bomber footage I have for you today. Hans, play the music. Ja, quick question. Was in Himmel are you doing here? Secret mission. That's right, we're taking the Heinkel 219 on a secret mission. Why is it? Well, we're going to be going up against some German aircraft in this one, and presumably German shipping, so go figure. Ooh, that did not work out for him. I don't know if that was defensive flying or a lack of control surfaces, but he done turned that aircraft into a runway pretty quick. He created a runway. That's from another video of mine. I kind of like my own material. Anyway, you can see we're picking on boats, we're picking on aircraft. And up until the point where the Heinkel 219 takes a few hits to the engine, it is a relatively speedy airframe with absolutely devastating forward-facing firepower. Yes. And you can see that anti-aircraft fire from enemy vessels is not overwhelming, and we're able to survive even the AA at reasonable ranges of an enemy destroyer. We're racking up the air kills, and we're pestering naval targets, shooting them in the navel, as it were. Right in your belly button, matey, yar! I'd love to see like a pirate that talks all like pirate lingo, but he uses like Midwestern mom terms. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? But anyway, maybe that's something for another time. In any event, we had a surprisingly good time in the Naval CBT today. So let's go out for another match. Let's set up our team. Now that we know we can choose the aircraft we're going to use, this is going to be exciting. Okay, you guys ready? Because I'm totally ready. Let's get the old profile lined up there. Yeah, we get actual rewards for Naval CBT now, so that's kind of nice. You can get aircraft research and silver lions. Two things that I absolutely do not need at all, because if you play ARB, you get so much RP and lions, you don't even know what to do with it. I've unlocked everything I want to in the air. What's this then? I don't know if you know this, guys, but you probably hear this all the time, but I'm not supposed to be here. Check out this shot. Can you see what I did wrong? Out of habit, I hit to battle, to go back into a battle, but you gotta go to the events tab, buddy, if you're gonna go to the Naval CBT. So, we brought these vehicles, and we're going to use them. How many times have you seen a BV-231 in a match? I absolutely love the BV in ARB, and it's so funny to take it out in Tank RB. It's just for a laugh, and I had a good time. So, let's get back to the serious, very serious, professionally minded, mature portion of the show. Why am I so goofy? Probably because I don't feel good, and my baby was yelling at me quite a bit today. Tank baby's sick, and she just wants dad all the time now, and so she's just like dad. If I ever try to make her take a nap or you know, stop just looking deeply into my eyes and pulling on my beard and hooking her little exploratory finger into my gums to feel what daddy's mouth is like on the inside. All those teeth, daddy! What do you do with all them chompers? She's definitely not done exploring everything and anything. So we've got a mission today in RRB. Let's destroy 5 ground targets with a bomber. So that's our first daily task, and we're on our way to unlocking the British Achilles premium. That they already have a regular Achilles in the tree, and is awful. It's got the most terrible reverse. Yes, Nigel, simply go slowly, take your time. The enemy is not going to fire. We can rely on our armor at 4.0. 4.0. 4.0, my lord. What's our battle rating? 4.0. I sincerely apologize to anyone who recognized that accent as being derived from anywhere near their local area. It did not come from a real region of the world. It came from the depths of my mind. Wait, are we still in queue? Yeah, let's get to a battle already. Did I make you guys wait through that whole thing? Ah, whatever. I'm suffering today, so you can suffer too. Anyway, now we're finally in a battle, and I've cut this down just a tad to where we can get into the action. B-25, fantastic, reliable ground striker, comes with a bevy of 50 cals and a decent amount of ammunitions. I'm carrying 3 1,000-pound bombs, and I'm going to waste all 3 of them in this match. And our goal is to take down 5 ground targets. So we're starting with that. Was that a pillbox? Yeah, and surprisingly, we took it down with our 50s before we dropped our bombs, so hooray for wasted ordnance. I mean, this is America we're talking about here. We're in the business of wasting ordnance. Excuse me. So now we're going after AA, and we're hoping that the RNG is with us. We know who to pray for that one. And, well, there's not much to say on this one. You can just enjoy my beautiful flying. I'm flying in a way that I would not fly if I wanted to protect myself from interception, but the B-25 wants to get noticed. If Senpai decides to sidle up along old B-25, then Bomber-chan just whips out her defensive gunners and defends her honor. And spoilers, but I didn't come here to take down fighters. but we'll be using those defensive gunners, even in a way that is rather brash and irresponsible, but I had other duties to attend to. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're still attacking those ground targets, and you can see the way that I'm flying the B-25 is different than I would fly, say, the Narwhal. Imagine that. Much different style. And it's even a bit different than the way I would fly the more similar P-61 Black Widow, because this has really, really tough durability. It can take quite a few hits. The thing is just full of armor panels, and the airframe is reinforced quite nicely. Lots of defensive gunners spread out, manning 50 cals that can make a difference and require a minimum of supervision. And so basically what I'm saying here is I'm comfortable flying low and slow with this thing and maintaining just enough airspeed to keep my maneuverability up. And yes, my aim is potatoes with my 50 cals, but we're managing to get some hits on these light pillboxes, and if I'm not mistaken, we've already picked up 5 ground kills, so that was our goal for the mission of the day. Sorry guys, I get silly when I'm not feeling good, and I'm not feeling so good. Excuse me. Did you guys hear that? There's an elephant. Oh, what are you talking about? I don't know, I'm being weird. So we're DACA-ing with the DACAs, and we're just about to run out of DACA, which is a sad day. You know, when you run out of forward-facing freedom to dispense to the enemy, you got to get into rear gunner mode. And at this point, we're running out of momentum, and our team, I have no idea what they're doing, but again, we're going to find out that they're getting torn to pieces by the Japanese, which is nothing new, even though, you know, I think it shouldn't happen all that often. America has the most powerful planes at this tier, and it actually doesn't take a lot of, how do I put this? It doesn't take a lot of practice to get good enough with the boom and zoom style to perform reliably. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be controversial with the way that I describe it, because people talk about things like get good and learn to play, and overpowered, and well, with American planes, what I say is they're consistent. So if you learn to boom and zoom, I'm talking of course about fighters and interceptors here. If you learn to boom and zoom and you keep your altitude up and your speed high, you are in an aircraft that is designed to perform well at lower to upper mid tier in American planes. That's all I have to say about that. And now we have the Japanese space potato, the J2M, on our tail, and we're going to manually control the gunners here, and we're getting close enough with our shots that he's deciding to evade, and he's doing the right thing, which is to fly below the B-25, but he's already made the mistake of engaging when he's at rather low airspeed, and the 20 mils on the J2M, Japanese 20 mils, are hilariously underpowered, and they've gotten worse. When other weapon types got a buff, the Japanese 20, they actually ruined the tracer rounds for a while, mixed them with AP, but now I think in the J2M4, the premium one that I use, it's back to being all high explosive, which is what I prefer, but they're very low muzzle velocity, take a bit of getting used to, and they perform very poorly against the B-25. They're good against fighters, they can rip off wings, but as you can see, I took quite a few hits, and essentially I can fly how... Why, Toshio, why are you flying in a straight line? Let me tell you a story of woe, of duty, of honor, of commitment, of sacrifice. What are you talking about? My baby was crying, and she was going, da 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 da, in between whales, right? So what am I to do? I'm AFKing. I'm going to rescue my baby girl. I wrapped her in a blanket, and I tried to give her a bottle, and she was pretty cranky. So this is just me. This is me taking care of the baby. And I have no idea what's happening to my airplane right now. Like, I'm hearing things, and I look up and I see my elevator gets blown off, and it lifted up the front of the plane just enough to where the bubble gunner could get a shot on that what turns out to be a Focke-Wulf. Can you believe it? With 420 mils Menengeschoss, he rips pieces in that B-25, but we managed to take him down in an AFK state, right? So no defensive flying, no manning the gunners, and the guy just gets shredded to pieces. Sorry, bud. You done goofed. He did not follow the rules. So, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Catch you in the next one. Sick boy out. Bye.